Well, we're in the Stone Cottage Studios today with acclaimed singer-songwriter Megan Burtt. So awesome to have you here.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
Thanks for coming in. We're going to get a chance to talk a little bit, hear about your musical journey, the things that you're doing, and what's coming up next. And also wanted to let the folks know that we're going to be hosting a live stream with Megan in the studio, and that's going to be on November 19th. And I believe it's starting at 7 p.m., but you go to stonecottagestudios.com, check our events page, and it's a ticketed event, so support local artists. It's going to be a great show, high def show. Bring your friends and family over, put it up on your big screen TVs and enjoy it. So we're excited about that. We've got a couple of great sponsors for that show. Breckenridge Distillery, check them out, and very cool multi-genre, if you will, amplifiers, Henriksen amplifiers. So you got to check those out, and we'll circle back to that at the end. Super excited to hear your music tonight, and maybe and I want to step back for a minute, because part of the proceeds from this show, we've had some terrible fires recently in Boulder, and folks have lost their homes, and so we're going to take some of the proceeds from this show and help the efforts for these folks. Let's talk about your music. I mean, you've had so many awards. You've done so much great songwriting, and would like to know kind of what was your start? How did you get to where you are?
You need the time lapse app of my life. I found my dad's guitar when I was 15 in his office, and there was a girl older than me at my high school that was writing songs, and I just wanted to be her. I thought she was very cool. And I just started writing songs. That was sort of the way I taught myself how to play guitar, was making up songs and finding chords that sounded good. And one thing just led to another. I just fell in love with it. I went to music college, and after college, I needed to figure out what to do with myself. They sort of just like plop you out of, with a degree and like a good luck pat on your back. And
right.
So entering songwriting contests was sort of, it just was like an easy next step. It was just kind of, it's available to anyone. And I was sort of out of college with a degree in music and wanting to be a singer-songwriter. And so a lot of those contests and awards happened in the years following my graduation. And, those contests are, I think the best thing about them is that you meet your peers, meet your troubadour songwriter friends, and learn how to tour with them. And so the avalanche starts,
Right.
Yeah.
That's super amazing. So there was music in your house. Your dad had the guitar. What kind of music were you listening, or were your parents listening to back
My
in that
parents
time?
didn't really play. I think my dad played, probably like as a stoned hippie or something in the 70s. He won't admit to that, but, one day I'll find a video or something somewhere. My dad, was a huge musical influence, like what he played. I grew up listening to a lot of Bonnie Raitt, Eric Clapton, Paul Simon, Ella Fitzgerald.
Wow.
My grandfather, my dad's dad, was a big band drummer in Kansas City in the 40s and 50s, and he's 94 now. So I think a lot of my music came... I sort of credit him for a lot of the music in my DNA. He's a real jazz snob, and I don't really play jazz, but I really love it and appreciate it. And I had some great aunts and uncles that played, but I really think my music influences was more sort of in my DNA than being surrounded by it growing up necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sort of like forced my way into it. It wasn't an obvious career move.
Yeah, well, it's great to hear the different journeys of different musical artists. And you grew up in Denver,
Yes.
so you're a Coloradan
Through and through.
through and through,
Yeah.
and you went off to college at Berkeley?
Yeah, in Boston.
Berkeley in Boston.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're in the Front Range, and listening to the musicians on your albums, man, you've, along with your songwriting, your incredible voice, you've had seems like a great opportunity to play with some pretty inspiring musicians.
I have. Thank you for all of that. When people ask me the best part of Berkeley, I always just say it was the friendships that I made.
Right.
And I some of my greatest friends and favorite musicians happen to be these world-class, like super freak unicorn
Right.
musician people. So yeah, I got spoiled early, which I'm not sure was a good thing actually, because my bar is so high now. It's hard to get up there, but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's next for you? Once we get navigating through this kind of strange time we're in, trying to be creative in this time, and what's happening on the music front for you now, and anything new coming out, plans?
Yes, in fact, I had a record that I started April, now a year and a half ago, and I'm resurfacing it, mostly scrapping it and starting over. Go back to that high bar. And I'm spending this time writing, making a couple records. It depends how long all of it lasts, but I plan to spend the time writing and recording because it seems like the best use of my time right now. When touring is not happening.
Is not happening now. Well, I can't wait to hear that, and excited to hear maybe a few songs from you today. And it's so great having you here, and we should get on to the music. But again, folks, live stream November 19th with Megan Burtt. Tickets in our event page. Check us out. Check the socials. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and we're getting a YouTube channel that's starting to get some attraction, and we've got some of our cool sessions and live stream footage that's up on YouTube. So check that out. And I think we're going to send it back to you, Megan. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
And stick around here so you can hear Megan play in the Stone Cottage Studios. So cheers till next time.
Some are lucky, we got blessed. I believe our love is heaven sent. Always gotta make room for the rules to change, I suppose. Would have sworn we were the exception far as that goes, but you can just pretend this all never happened as I'm waving my arms around. You can make believe I'm screaming my lungs out when two hearts are going head to head. No one is innocent with love as my witness. You and I haven't finished business. Where are you going anyway? Is it lonely? Saving face. Everyone's got a reason to run at any given time. But you told me you hated to fail and would always put up a fight. So how can you pretend this all never happened as I'm waving my arms around? You can make believe did all you can as I'm screaming my lungs out when two hearts are going head to head. No one is innocent with love as my witness. You and I haven't finished business. If you could look me in the eye, tell me you're sorry, tell me you tried, tell me you don't wanna be mine. I'll put you to bed, go on with my life. You can just pretend this all never happened as I'm waving my arms around when two hearts are going head to head. No one is innocent with love as my witness. You and I haven't finished business. You and I haven't finished business. You and I haven't finished business. One, two, three. It's hot as hell in New York tonight. Got a rickety fan just borrowing time. It's doing its job about as well as my life is doing for my peace of mind. I'm among the luckiest ones, 'cause I'm getting up every day and making shit up for a couple of bucks, getting the man mostly paid. Though I gotta say that I thought it'd be different by now. Though I know it's my fault, I spent most of my 20s hating myself and wondering how to find peace in the journey and let the dream change without expectation and nothing to make up my plans. feeling like I'm just the drugstore brand. I've never been properly seen, properly diagnosed. I wonder sometimes if a PhD might say I'm lonelier than most. Don't know if I care, if I'm too cavalier. Mostly feels like an excuse. 'Cause some folks got God and some got a pill box. Same prescription, different use. Though I gotta say that I'd hoped it'd be different by now. Though I know it's my fault, I don't learn my lessons right when they come. I save them for later. It might be self-righteous that I want my favor to know if the road really rises to meet her, in spite of my best laid plans. I'm feeling like I'm just the drugstore brand. The wisest of men say that you can change the worst of who you are. So how does one know what's to stay and go with what's been working so far? I got a few tricks, I'm grateful for it. So without a crystal ball, how can you be sure if what you're signing up for is really any better than settling for just the drugstore brand? Here we go. All my days are getting away from me. I'll never catch up, never fully be able to turn the day in peacefully, 'cause a restless soul doesn't sleep. It's not hard to find ways of being let down. We're all weighing potential disappointment, but you don't get to pick which sandbox you're in. So find something to hold on to. It's all you got if you're gonna make it through. Find something to hold on to, and let somebody take a hold of you. Oh, I reckon you never stop loving your lovers. I reckon you never stop thinking about each other. We're all leaping from one lightning strike to the other. Yeah, we're all so busy trying to fix each other. Can look back on a lifetime and easily wonder who it was you lived for spite of our misguided, broke down appearance. Sometimes it's the fear of ending up like our parents, but mostly I think we all feel alone. But the same way you got here is the same way you'll leave. No one gets out with